The Trump administration is set to review 55 million U.S. visa holders for potential rule violations. The State Department says all people who hold valid U.S. visas are subject to continuous vetting, including of social media. What is going on here? I keep warning you all and talking to you and telling you to pay attention to past history. Tyrone Bowman live. Let's get down to this story as written in The Guardian by Lucy Campbell. The Trump administration is reviewing the records of more than 55 million United States visa holders for potential revocation or deportable violations of immigration rules in a significant expansion of Donald Trump's immigration crackdown. In a move first reported by the Associated Press, the State Department said that all of foreigners who continually hold valid U.S. visas are subject to continuous vetting. For any indication that they could be ineligible for the document, including those already admitted into the country, should such evidence come to light, the visa would be revoked, and if the visa holder were in the United States, they would be subject to deportation. The State Department revokes visas anytime there are indications of a potential ineligibility, which includes things like any indicators of overstays, criminal activity, threats to public safety, engaging in any form of terrorist activity, or providing support to a terrorist organization, a department spokesperson said. Well, what about the white visa holders who come to this country, who get involved in all types of criminal activity? Are they going to be subject and held to the same standards as black and brown people? It follows an announcement by the Trump administration on Tuesday that it will look for anti-American views, in quotes, including on social media when addressing the application of people wanting to live in the United States. U.S. Citizenship and Immigrant Services, which handles requests to stay in the U.S. or become a citizen, said it would expand vetting of the social media postings of applicants and that reviews for anti-American activity will be added to that vetting. America's benefits should not be given to those who despise the country and promote anti-American ideologies, said a spokesperson, Matthew Tresser. U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services is committed to implementing policies and procedures that root out anti-Americanism and supporting the enforcement of rigorous screening and vetting measures to the fullest extent possible. Immigration benefits, including to live and work in the United States, remain a privilege, not a right. And guess what's going to happen? In other countries, they are going to enact similar-like measures against Americans. You make it hard for their people over here, they're going to make it hard for Americans over there. I know y'all don't like to hear it, but it is a stipulated fact. Historically, the notion of anti-Americanism has primarily focused on communism. That was during the McCarthy era. Everybody was a communist, you let him tell it. But since taking office in January, the Trump administration has moved aggressively to deny or rescind short-term visas for people deemed to go against U.S. foreign policy interests regarding Israel. Indeed, the latest guidance on immigration decisions said that authorities will look at whether applicants promote anti-Semitic ideologies. What about anti-blackness? What about the ideologies of anti-blackness? The Trump administration has accused students and universities of anti-Semitism and support for terrorism over participation in protests in support of Palestinian rights and against Israel's military assault on Gaza. You know what? Oh my God. So the Palestinians don't have a right to have a home state. In April, the administration revoked or changed the legal status of hundreds of international students, only to reinstate them several weeks later. In May, student visa interviews were temporarily halted, and then in June, new social media vetting measures were introduced for international students applying to study in the U.S. Under the new measures, foreign students are required to unlock their social media profiles to allow U.S. diplomats to review their online activity before receiving educational and exchange visas. Those who fail to do so are to be suspected of hiding that activity from U.S. officials. So it's Nazism. On Monday, the State Department said it had revoked 6,000 student visas for overstays and violations of local, state, and federal laws since the Secretary of State Rubio took office in January. In the vast majority of the cases, approximately 4,000 visas were revoked because the holders, quote, broke the law in cases of assault, driving under the influence, burglary, and support for terrorism. We'll see how well this plays out when the white South Afrikaners violate the law. Never surrender, never quit.